Are you tired of being part of the negative or positive hive mind? Like-minded, same-minded mentality when you're watching your movies and television? Well, I get into it with Fletcher here in this discussion. Enjoy the video and make sure you are subscribed. Gracias. There's a weird hive mind attitude towards films right now. It's less what you feel, but more how you align with how everyone else feels. It's definitely the effect of social media. These will be very embarrassing reads years from now. And it goes on to say, there's also a social pressure on Gen Z to fit in with each other. They need to share values that are markedly distinct from previous generations. It's a constructed barrier of lifestyle and politics that become prioritized. It's not new, it's just intensified. What do you think of this?
I mean, I think it's falls mostly into social circles. I think they used to call them back in the day, and now with social media algorithms, you can literally just hear as soon as you feed like some ideas. Your feed is gonna be all from that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, on YouTube, there's that, but I think more younger audiences are using TikTok, which really leans heavily into what idea plot point you're kind of going to fall into. All the material that you get is from that area, and it depends on like your social circle. If you have like friends of different thought patterns, right? Like you got liberal friends, you got conservative friends, you got friends that are anarchists, you got friends that are a little bit on the commie side, and you're like if you actually engage and share thoughts with a lot of those friends, your feed is a little bit more diverse, like diversity of thought on things. You'll have those little conversations where, what do you think about this? And it's like, blah, 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 blah. And then you have the other friend say, I completely disagree. I think this is then else. So you do have more of those open conversations. But when you have this, group, kind of like the bubble think, that when you fall into the, we all have the same opinion of, isn't the new Star Wars great? It's just an example, right?
Right. Sure. That's always the best one.
Yeah.
I want to get back to this thread. I thought it was fascinating. Someone says an opinion conformity is a value. People are antagonistic towards different opinions. It's wild how many people respond to videos, tweets they don't like with never rank, review, share again, quote unquote. There's an overt push for groupthink and conformity. It's bizarre. Look at you. You're so smart. See, you already said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Another person, there are only certain specific takes will get distributed by the algorithm. Anything outside that point of view will never be seen. So even if someone writes it, no one will ever know. Like all the out of theater reactions that are the same dozen buzzwords in a different order. This is great stuff, man. Maybe it's a symptom of a desperate scramble to know and define what is true, spilling over into every facet.
I mean, you do have that whole thing with the subjective truth crowd where there's no moral absolutes. There's just these things in the ether until moral absolutes smack them in the face type deal. So you have this kind of idea that, with what things are good or not good are subjective in this, whatever bubble you're in. But it doesn't. Most of these things don't take into account what are fun things, right? I mean, people can say, that what do you call it? A movie is very deep and thought, kind of like you were having the discussion the other day about Blade Runner, right? Where people are like, okay, it's kind of brainy and out there, but it was slow to me, and I didn't get it. I don't see what's the big deal, and it kind of like, I think part of the conversation was, when did you watch it, right? Did you go see it in the movies? Did you see it afterwards?
Right. How
Did
old
you
were you?
hear about it, right?
Right.
Because now we're dealing with a lot of people. It's like, well, I never saw something that we love and grew up with, like Lethal Weapon, right, or something like that, Beverly Hills Cop. When you're like, oh man, that movie's great, but then you have people now seeing it for the first time, and you're like, yeah, okay, but the jokes to them seem offensive, or
Right.
things like that, and you're like,
Right.
yeah, it's kind of like a different thing. Just the other day, we were talking. Somebody made a joke. An older person made a joke about somebody's kind of like features, right? And it's all in good fun. That person laughed, but the people, there was some young folks around them, and they just took offense, right?
They were
Because they're
mortified. Right.
trained to take offense. If you joke around any body part of a person, that is
Right.
super taboo nowadays. So
Oh, like fat shaming or something like
yeah,
that?
like you have a big nose, or you know what I mean. It's like you can really smell something from here type of joke, right? That literally everybody grew up, and if you're in South America, getting made fun of your looks is, or Asia, right? Getting made fun of your looks is literally par excellence. Like that's what happens. Even your family members at school all the time. If you
Yeah.
have a protruding kind of like big ears, big nose,
Yeah.
eyebrows, anything, you will get mocked on that level. But
Yep.
but in America, should we say, in some parts of Europe, it's just like, what? It's like a culture shock, right? Like, you cannot say nothing about this person's short or thin, because that's just violence. So you do have that
Right.
disconnect, right?
Well,
With
and that's obviously now people have acted upon their
right.
emotions, unfortunately, in our
Mm-hmm.
society. That's why I think what we do, and it's tough sometimes, we trudge through it. It's so important to have discussions where we don't agree,
Oh yeah.
and it's good to see other channels do that as well. You don't really see that in mainstream media.
No.
Even when there's a particular state, I'm thinking, in a particular candidate running for the highest land position in that state, she simply is asked did I say she simply asked a follow-up question, and man, I thought she was going to come to blows with that investigative reporter.
Oh yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about,
You
but
know
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
it's a very sane question. Is that, how are you going to appeal to the 40% that, wouldn't vote for you?
Right.
Oh my God. You might as well have asked her, if you might as well have fat shamed her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's equivalent, right? But man, look at what you started with. You started with The View and all stuff, where back in the days, remember The View, you had like supposedly had a it was Barbara Walters, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then you had like a lot of different stars and media
You always
kind
had
of people, like the
con-
mix, right?
like a light conservative person there
Right.
too.
Yeah. There was a
Yeah.
light conservative person. There was a left wing radical. There was a mid left wing person.
Yep.
And then they had like a guest.
Yes.
Right. And Barbara Walter was supposed to kind of keep it like even kill.
Correct.
Among them all. And it was a lot more playful than it is now.
Yeah.
Where it's very like, one side almost bubble. And they try to do like, oh no, we're pushing back a little bit. But it's not really that. And I think there's a lot more news. I see sometimes panels like on different, like on the CNN or something, you'll see a panel where it's like very, very strong leftists and like one semi-conservative rabbit person, and they're all kind of talking over each other. And then the conservative person like starts screaming because they can't be heard. And then you see on Fox, they'll have like a bunch of left-wing pundits and one rabbit left and person, and they start
a bunch of
because
right
they can't
wing
be
and
heard.
then one left.
Right. So it's like that's like the model now. So you'll have like the one person that's on the other side, and they have to kind of start histrionics just to kind of like get their point across, and that's the clip, right? So then you have your clip. So you're like, okay, so everything seems to be like the social theater that everybody's on, and it's hard to now see places where, well, I disagree with that, and this is my point of view and why I think I disagree, because I see it more in like the historical sense of the movie. And then the other side goes, yeah, but I think when you were there and you saw it there with the crowd, it's funny because we were talking with my wife about Superman the other
Yeah,
day, and
let's bring it back to the movies now. Superman. Then we'll get
right,
back to this. Go ahead.
yeah, because it's funny because we were watching Little Platoon did like a 4 hour Superman breakdown.
Oh my
And
God.
it's hilarious because my wife
Hmm.
was like, "Let's finish listening to it." I'm like, "Are you serious? We can." It's like 4 hours long. She's like, "What?" So it's like we can pick up when we're driving,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
You get
just
through
like,
it.
yeah, you get through it, and
You
they're
get
like, "Oh
through it.
my gosh, I don't remember that in the movie." It's like, "Oh my gosh, they said that," and you're kind of like painted because when you saw it, I remember when we saw Superman, we saw it with the people who came in early with Amazon, so you're there with people dressed up, right? So
Hmm.
you're colored with the excitement of the movie theater, and I think that's what people say. You can't lose the movie theater experience because when you
Yeah.
go with fans of the Superman fans, everybody's there. Like half of the audience is in costume. You're there with
Yeah.
your popcorn. You're sitting down in the theater. No other things. You're not on your phone. You're not colored by any other outside source but the material and the energy of the people there. Now the
Yes.
movie that could be like, oh, if it was a 4 when I saw it on my small screen at home, now it's like a 10,
Yeah.
right? Because the
This are like
experience,
Superman. The Downton
yeah,
Abbey had
that
that.
right.
Downton Abbey had we were part of a great crowd, and we're all there because we love these characters.
Right. And you
That's
even
it.
had the people there, right? You even had some of the
Oh yeah, we were
cast.
lucky because we had
So
the actors
that's,
out
yeah,
there.
that
Yeah.
just, I mean, how much does that heighten
Yeah.
that
I
experience?
mean,
Not only
it
for
makes
you, but then for other people there.
it makes it unforgettable.
Right. And
It
now
makes it
you're like, so
unforgettable.
now you're like, when you're talking about the movie, you're going to be like, I don't know what you guys watch, but my thing is blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
Right. And I
Right.
think that's what sometimes is missing from some of this discussion is
Oh
the
yeah.
quantifier, kind of like,
Let yeah.
how
Let
did you see the media and how did you
one hundred
kind of
percent.
regurgitate it? It's important, that should be included maybe in the discussion.
We're gonna get back to movie examples here, but in the chat, let us know what you think about this topic of the hive mind, and has it affected you guys when you're watching movies? I know it has. Like there's either outspoken people too much on the left and too much on the right, where you just won't support their films. And I'll get to those examples in a minute because I'm guilty of that as well. But let's go to back to this post. Um, one battle after another, and weapons both had so many problems, but the veneer of cinephile stylings is too powerful for film Twitter to resist. There's a. I mean, we are witnessing people being called racist because they prefer weapons over Sinners, even when saying Sinners is one of their favorite movies of the year. But it doesn't match the consensus. Therefore, the worst possible option has to be the case.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you like weapons more than Sinners? Oh, you're a racist.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I mean,
what's
it's just fascinating, man.
yeah, some of the stuff is just, I don't know what their quantifier is. It's almost like, what's the basis of what you're saying?
Mm-hmm,
Are
mm-hmm,
you saying that as a film,
mm-hmm.
the structure of Sinners is kind of worse than it is of weapons? I would say a lot of people would disagree with that because they're different things in the sense, even almost on the genre, even though they're both horror.
Mm-hmm.
Weapons have more of like a tongue-in-cheek type of, a little bit of comedy to it, where a Sinners has more of like an artistic take and just the color, the flow of it. I mean, you're
I think,
talking about two different things.
yeah, they're both so different. Yet they're both, just they took chances in their storytelling, which is really
Yeah,
cool. It's really
it
cool,
did.
man. Some people, and it's just some people they gravitate one towards the other, but it's got nothing to do with their. I would like to think their political or social views.
Right.
that's okay. That's
Pure
that's
own
bonkers, man.
mind.
What are they
Yeah.
saying in man?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and then you choose to engage with a friend or not if you disagree. Like I chose to engage with Tom on Midnight's Edge, saying he's so wrong about Blade Runner the other morning, and we had a fantastic But that's a total nerd fight. We weren't, you know, it wasn't about politics. It wasn't about the political nature of anything. It was a complete nerdisms. And then I finally said, wait a minute, you don't even like Ridley Scott, do you? He's like, no. I'm like, well, dude, you're biased.